Well, good morning. This is a foreigner in the Philippines. As you can see, it's a dog's life. Well, we're going to do a little update on our pool because this puppy, what are you doing there? So this is probably as clean as it's going to look for quite a time. In fact, it will have to be all cleaned up before the water goes in. But it can only get worse right now unless we make an effort to keep it clean. But it has proved to be very successful. Those tiles are still not, they're still not clean, but it probably needs me to go around now because I know what it's supposed to look like. We won't worry too much about the tile that is under the water. We're not going to worry too much about that. But this on the top there, I feel it should be really nice. So we will still go over it with the pads, those green abrasive pads, not too hard. But these tiles on the top here, these are all non-slip, so they'll take a little bit of a beating. But you can see, look here, they haven't really done it properly. But I'm really pleased with the job itself. Well, I just have to say I'm really knocked out. We might do a little bit of tiling on this here, on that front face. And I think I mentioned that here where this board is, there's going to be a shower. So we'll dig down there, and that's probably going to be done fairly soon. I have to tell you the story behind that one tile in the middle there. The one tile in the middle, I bought a couple of those tiles, and I suggested to the guy that was doing our tiling, he said, why don't we take the tile, let me show you what my intention was. Why don't we take the tile and cut it diagonally across. So you take the tile like this and you cut it over here, right, like that, and then like that, and then you change the shape. You cut some of these other tiles, cut one of those corners out of this tile and change them over, and you end up with a little pattern that's in the center of the pool. And when I came back, he put this one tile complete in the middle of the pool. So is there any point in saying anything? No, I don't think so. But he did do a fairly nice job on this. We need to go over it again and get this grout off the pieces of tile, but looks pretty nice, and when it's under the water, well, who will ever know. So I'm very pleased with the way that the different tiles look. The powder blue, and then going up into the grey, and then that patterned piece of tile. Let me show you that patterned piece up front. I say up close. You see, and these are ridges. So you can see that they are actually different levels, so you do get a really nice textured look to it. So I'm very pleased with that. We will put something here on the door so that even if water is splashed out onto here, it won't actually go into there, and people will just have to be careful when they step out. We can close this door. So, okay dogs, don't get stressed out, okay? Now the little puppy there, well, I call her a puppy, but of course she's not a puppy anymore. But she's the one that is, she's bullied by Basher. So unless she's bullied by Basher, the law of mob rule within the dog pack is that if she's bullied by Basher, she will be bullied to some degree or other by the other dogs, and it's just a given. So there we are. So what my comments section always comes up with the fact that it's a very untidy place that we live in. There's a lot of trash. It's a building site. It will remain a building site for quite a time. So you will get this. It's inevitable. There's always stuff here. Look, there's building debris. I don't have the same attitude, shall we say, and instead of cleaning up after the job has been done, they're more likely to get called off on something else, and unless somebody else comes along and cleans that up as another job, it stays like that until somebody else is hired to clean up. And these are the tools from the job. It was left pretty clean. Julio has done his best on the deck itself, but the deck itself will have to have a special treatment, and that probably will come once all of the work has stopped. This, we thought we would keep this, take around there like that, around the outside, and put a railing around the outside, and we'll keep all of those untidy things like the flotation devices and stuff like that. I want to keep plenty of those handy so that kids can come in and play in the pool with a flotation device that is very, very close to them. And we had this ledge here. My idea for this ledge was that it would be, if any kid was in difficulty, would be able to make it to, it's not a big pool, of course, as many people have, I don't know, seem to take delight and say, well, it's not a very big pool, is it? Well, no, it's not. See, but if a kid is in here, they're fine. They're fine here because this is only barely 3 feet. But then it goes down steep, because Beth wanted to be able to be fully immersed and she didn't want to be in a kid's paddling pool. So it comes down, and here I am. It's at my elbow, as you can see. Look, right now any kid can get to this, and this is all going to be underwater. The pool, the water will come right up to the edge like this, so within an inch or so. And these are the outlets for the fresh water. It's coming out. It's all put underneath, out of the way. It's not overground. And as you can see there, comes along, and we come along. We've got the same on the other side. And probably we could have probably made those slightly bigger, but we didn't, because the smaller the pipe, the better the pressure, and that's something that seemed to me to be important. So we did it. That's the diameter that we did, which is just 1 inch. And all of that pipe all runs under here. It runs under here now like this, and it comes around. Does it go straight out the side? Yes, it does. Straight out and then into there, and the same on the other side, or it should be. No, it's not. So it comes in here and then it goes over and out. So that's the idea. So it gets a very nice look to it, which we're very happy with. And here's our nice this is funny, this has worked out very well, but actually what we originally had was a small table, about like this. Right, so that's the size of the table. So I thought, well, it's too small, it can't be reached by everybody. So I said to Beth, if you could explain, we want something that is double. So come along like that, along the centre. But how he understood it was that we wanted it doubled, and that meant doubling it that way, yes, and doubling it that way. So he took the size of the table that we had as being a quarter of the table that we needed, and I guess he did some calculations with the existing measurement that they do. Everything that they do, of course, is they do it to a standard, and then they know exactly. I bet they can almost do all of these parts by eye without even having a tape measure. And I've seen, as far as I ever saw with Rado, who did a lot of work for us doing rustic building, I never saw him with a tape measure. He had a stick that, I take it, I don't know how he would have gauged it, but he had what I would call a Rado meter. Now that was what he considered was a meter, and so it worked for him. So back to the house. This is a foreigner in the Philippines. Thanks for looking in. That was an update on our little pool. Be it called whatever it is, I call it the pool. So, thanks for looking in. Bye for now.